I'm good.
That's recording. Cool. Okay. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 20 of the AuraCast. So it's a little bit different to what it's used to be. For those of you who haven't heard the news, we are pre-recording these now. It's in the hope that we can have a variety of guests on. Time zones are a thing, and that kind of sucks. But you know, we're gonna work with what we got. I'm DragonBeaz, as I said. And we might as well just get straight into it and bring on our two guests for today and see what they've got to say for themselves.
Hi.
And here they are in all their glory. You two familiar faces because they've both been on the podcast before. So, so we do have the amazing and wonderful critter from Norway. I love the look on your face right now, Mew's like, what else is he going to say? What else is he going to say? ShushuntMew. And then, of course, we have the wonderful, wonderful Matthias from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Quite literally.
Yeah, where to give us a timestamp, it's just after 5 a.m. there for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well,
over here it's 1:15 p.m.
Yep. Time zones are a thing. Yeah.
Are they though?
Oh god.
Well,
Time.
they definitely are.
Yeah. Although I've been saying this ever since the pandemic started and everything. It's like time is an illusion. I'm sure of it. For those who haven't seen or heard or anything about you, let's start with you, Mew. Tell us about yourself. What you stream. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my name is ShushuntMew. I've been an Aura Guardian member for a little while now. I've been streaming since 2018. Right now, I'm technically on a little break from streaming just to freshen up and get out of my burnt out mood. I mainly stream.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
It happens with everyone. So it's been nice actually just to focus on spending time with my boyfriend and spending time on fixing stuff related to stream without having to stream as well. So it's been nice. Got exams coming up as well, so that's going to be fun.
So what sort of games do you play?
I've been doing a lot of Pokemon, Little Nightmares 1 and Little Nightmares 2. I'm going to be doing some what's called achievement hunting in those games because I do love my achievements. I do The Long Dark and Skyrim, and it's just a whole bunch of different kinds of things. So if I find a game that I like, I'll probably play through it. I do love story-based games, so maybe I'll start and do my own playthrough of The Walking Dead, even though it's a little bit redundant. But then again, we're in a pandemic, so, might just as well drop in some zombies.
How appropriate. That's how it's all going to end, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And then of course Matthias, the same questions. What do you stream? How long you been streaming, etc.?
Well, my name is Matthias. I am from the United States. I'm a Mexican American variety streamer. I usually stream Fortnite on a consistent basis. I do Apex, a lot of other battle royales. I do Minecraft, Phasmophobia, Among Us, all that good stuff.
I do all of that too.
I was on here. Say again?
I do all of that too.
The last time I was on here, I wasn't even an Aura Guardian yet. I was on the AGRC.
Yes, you were. Yes.
And I mean, I'm currently trying to figure out a new schedule for streaming since I do work overnights now. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot in order to stream consistently. So yeah,
it's really tricky to swap time. We've had this actually. I think the last time Mew was on, we actually had this conversation. Is that it's really hard to swap your regular viewing or your regular viewers' times. If you've been streaming at a specific time for a long time, and then things have changed. I need to stream at a different time. It's really challenging sometimes. I'm sort of in that boat. That's why I don't do a lot of night streams because it's not my normal stream time for my usual viewership that I've sort of developed over a couple of years. So it's I know exactly what you're going through, and it's an interesting one. It's an interesting experience. It's a great way to meet new people, but then it's also tricky for your loyal viewers, so it's kind of like,
For me, it was more of because when I started streaming, I was streaming during nights.
Yep.
So when I started working mornings, that's when that first change came in, and I
Yep.
started meeting new people. And now I'm back to my old schedule. And now the old people that came in, they're like, "Hey, it's been a while. You're not on when I'm awake and this and that." I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, that's super tricky. Yeah, it's an interesting one, especially like because predominantly my viewership's like Australian and Europe, and then like, but I get crazy people like yourself who come in from America and like at some crazy time of the day, but then like I get to the night times and they're like, "Oh, it's a nice time for us." I'm like, all my European people are either streaming or asleep. And all the Australians are definitely asleep. So but yeah, no, I get that. So and what have you been playing a lot of lately? Like both years. What's your game at the moment you're playing a lot of?
I recently
on or off stream, it doesn't matter either.
I recently did a playthrough of Little Nightmares 2. So I'll probably be doing, like I said, achievement hunting in that, and also finding the secret ending, because I heard rumors of a secret ending.
Oh.
So I'm going to be checking that out once I'm back from my break, most likely. Other than that, Pokemon.
Oh, yes.
Nothing new there.
I understand the Pokemon.
Yes.
What about you, Matthias?
Lately, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon myself. I've been grinding and all this other stuff. I just recently discovered Dynamax Adventures, and that's been fun. And then, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I started Animal Crossing.
Oh,
so it's difficult to understand. I have my Switch right here.
I was going to say, I have to point out one thing. I'm very impressed. I can see him right in the middle of all those figures. I can see a Dragonite. I see it right there. I see it.
Why do you have him there next to Lucario?
Is that the one that you build?
Yeah.
Yeah, Larissa did the same thing. That's why I recognized that. I'm like, yeah.
This is the one that I lost the arms for, and I put on Discord. I'm like,
oh, that's right. That was the one I had. Oh, it looked so funny. It had like two little like weird like lumpy things instead of arms. It's like, oh god.
Nubs,
yeah, it's like the bits that you used to connect. It was like, oh, I'm like, oh, that poor thing. But yeah, no. So yeah, same. It's for me. It's been like loads and loads of Pokemon. Dynamax Adventure's been amazing. It's something that my community's grabbed onto big time. They were always asking, when's the next time you're doing a Dynamax stream? I'm like, yeah, it's coming up. It's okay, and even people like, as I said, for example, Larissa, who I stream with every week, has gotten into it and is also like, oh, I got a shiny. They got so excited they got a shiny for the first time. I'm like, oh my god. Which I was a little bit jealous because the shiny was really cool. It was a Dewblade, so it's like, oh, that's a really nice shiny. But yeah, so that's been really cool. And I guess that's something that I always strive for. I don't know, obviously you guys are very community minded as well, is that these kind of things are a great way to bring community in as well. Like it's something that you can, instead of just sitting there doing, you're actually able to bring people in and go, hey, if you want to join me, the more the merrier kind of thing. Which is, I think, the big charm of the Dynamax Adventure stuff, because the AIs suck. The AIs are the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Where you're just like, what are you doing?
Or they'll give up a Pokemon that would be perfect for the legendary at the end. It's like, why did you do this? Why did you pick the weakest thing now? Why have you done this? Like, I can't believe it, But yeah, so that's been really cool. But other than that, Destiny is still consuming my life. And then like behind the scenes stuff and a lot of editing at the moment. And yeah. And I just got into TikTok, which is a weird platform for me, but
I'm on TikTok as well.
yeah. Well, see, here's the thing with TikTok. I was sort of not against it, but I was like, oh my god, I'm so bad at social media as it is. And so I was like, all right, I've seen lots of, especially Pokemon streamers, put out like videos and stuff on there and shiny reactions and so I actually started an account yesterday and put my first video up, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually getting some traction. I'm like, all right, this is just bizarre. But have you had those kind of experiences where you've sort of decided to do something not having any idea what it was going to do, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, actually this is actually doing better, way better than I ever thought.
I got a Twitch account.
You got what?
I got a Twitch account, and then this happened.
Oh, a Twitch account. I was going to say, oh, well, there you go. So Twitch itself was your... Okay, right. I mean, I was a bit like that too. I guess everyone has that. It's like, oh, I'll give Twitch a go, and and then you get an affiliate or something, and you're like, oh god, all right, I'm actually doing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, a long time ago, I used to have actually a Facebook page. It's technically still up, but I'm not telling anyone what it's called. But I think I had maybe 1 million likes there or more. So that was an interesting period of my life.
Jeez, that's insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What social media do you use the most though? Like, how important do you find social media for what you do? And so when I talk about like social media, I'm talking like Twitter, I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking Discord is also a social media platform. So
I have almost every social media. The only one I don't use, obviously, is like Snapchat because I don't like showing my face a lot. I'm trying to get used to doing that. I'm trying to get used to it.
You have a wonderful face.
Thank you. But I usually use Twitter. I usually use Facebook, and I dip my finger every now and then into Instagram. I just don't know how to use it yet.
No, neither do I.
Of course, I've had a TikTok for a long time. Even before it was called TikTok, it was called Musically.
Oh.
And I didn't do anything with it until recently it blew up. I'm like, I guess I'll log back in.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, I'm planning on doing like a bunch of like funny videos, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the future plan.
Yeah. What about you, Mew?
I'm mainly on Twitch and Twitter. I'm trying to figure out Instagram still and trying to figure out TikTok. And honestly, I think it's really important to try and be on as many social medias as possible almost and put out something at least. So your name is kind of out there, people get curious, and maybe they'll search up, Google you, and then they suddenly find a bunch of other accounts. And eventually they'll find their way back to your Twitch and your YouTube and things like that. And,
Insta's such a weird one. Like I'm on it there, and I've been trying to. It's a really hard one to get exposed. It's so bizarre, and like you put something up, and you go, and you want exposure on it. Like for me, it could be like a thumbnail for a YouTube video or whatever else, and it gets nothing or very little, or just your regular, people who follow you on everything. And then you put up a random as like no reason, it could be just a random video of like say the dog or whatever, and then it's like, oh my god, it's blown up. It's like,
yeah. One thing I've noticed is that even though a random video blows up, it won't connect you to like that to your actual account because people don't look at that at all. So the best way to do it is to actually have almost a screenshot of your account in those panels that you slide through, so that you're kind of forcing people to check. Oh, what? There's more stuff. Let me just swipe through.
It's so bizarre.
Wait, there's more.
It's such a strange, it's such a strange platform, and it's got so many like factors to it because it's not just you got your main feed, and then you've got like the story stuff, and then you got the real stuff, and it's like, what do you put where, and what works best, what, and it's like I'm trying to get my head around it, and Riley has been trying to teach me that, and it's an adventure. Yeah, whereas I have to say, I was really impressed with how easy TikTok was to use.
Yeah, TikTok was super easy. I really enjoyed the editing on it and stuff. It was really fun. My latest video, which I tried to be funny on, did not get any traction, but my first video, which was literally like, hello, I guess I have TikTok now. Okay, bye. That was literally my first video. And it has like that literally has like 800 views. I'm like, okay, sure. But the one where I'm blubbing around like a fish, like 2 views.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing. I mean, for me, it's like putting the first thing I put up was the Ditto shiny reaction, and it was like, for me, it was probably a good move for my first video simply because Pokemon and Pokemon shiny hunting and that is blowing up big time again at the moment. So it's like, all right, that's pretty obvious that's going to get some traction, especially when I started seeing it moving. But like, yeah, it's a weird thing. But like Insta's a whole there's two platforms I struggle with understanding how to get viewership or exposure, and that's Instagram and YouTube. YouTube's another one that's really just the algorithms are very complicated, and it's something that like what works now might not work in 6 months time kind of thing, so you always got to try and stay like on top of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like I did a reaction to the Pokemon Snap trailer when that came out a few months ago, and I got like 300 and something views, which is a lot for me on YouTube. But then I did other reactions to like the Direct and other things that have come out recently and the Pokemon Presents, and they haven't gotten that traction. And it's like, so what's the difference there? But then I was like, okay, this was a 5-minute video for the trailer. This is an hour or 30-minute video for these. So though it's a weird, it's a lot of trial and error. You kind of got to be like gutsy and give it a go.
The best thing I've noticed with YouTube, at least, is that they prefer shorter videos to longer videos now. So, for example, doing a series right now isn't very beneficial, but doing like a little 10-minute tidbit of even Happy Wheels, you're good to go. But that's the only thing I've noticed, and I don't know anything about it because I haven't really posted much, but you know.
Shiny reactions are because they're usually like 5-10-minute videos. They always seem to do well, but like series videos are hit and miss.
Yeah, people are currently like 25 minutes on average.
Yeah,
it doesn't really get much.
It's so weird. But then I'll put like a say an hour video up, and then suddenly it's like, oh, this has got 20, 30, 40 views, and it's like, but what's the difference between the one that you've got like 5 views on? Like, it's like yeah, exactly. And timing is a huge thing, but yeah. So, other than that, there's been some new members to the team. AG news I should probably cover. So we've had 4 new team members join, and that is Acer Blood, Inferno, Kazama, Aussie Viking, and Soren. Diverse
Wonderful
group
additions.
Of people. Like there's a whole. They're all different streamers on. Like they play all different sort of things. They do different things. Soren's very much an art person. So and then the others play a lot of games in a lot of different games. So it's been really cool. All their profiles are up on our website now, which is awesome. And also I just want to take a moment to not address. It's not really just to thank Cinder. Cinder has left AG to focus on personal stuff and that. Cinder and I started the AuraCast together, and still amazing friend, obviously, but things have changed and they've had to move on, which happens. So it wouldn't be not appropriate if I need to address that. The AuraCast started with me and Cinder, and so thank you, Cinder, for everything you have done with the AuraCast and AG, and one day if you want to return, the door is open. But no, I 100% appreciate it, and the dynamic Cinder and I had was always fun. So So for me, if you were here for Cinder and not for me, I completely understand that. And I was gonna say, now you just got me. You just got me. I'll stick a bag over my head. Hang on. No, but
just write Cinder on the bag.
Cinder. Yeah. I'll get a screenshot and just put that over.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
There will be a returning member of the team that was on the team and has had a fairly significant hiatus, and is actually going to be returning. So I won't give that up just yet, but it is happening sometime later this week or early next week. So
exciting.
Keep your eye out for that.
Exciting.
Other than that, there's not a lot happening in AG. April, there is going to be a team event that I'm going to be putting out very soon. Sort of along the lines of the theme weeks and things we've done previously. I think it'd be a great opportunity for some of the new people as well to jump in and get to know them as well. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's the AG news. And then gaming. There's been an interesting assortment of random things going on. The big one is there's leaked news of a potential Nintendo Switch upgrade coming out. What
was that? Was it a bigger screen or something?
It's a slightly bigger screen, and it's 4K capable.
Yeah. That's really cool, though. Would be nice to have that quality.
I'm curious to see what they do in regards to like other things like battery life and stuff like that. But yeah, I think instead of being 6.2 inch, I think it's 7. So it's quite significantly bigger.
Nice.
But there hasn't been an official announcement from Nintendo yet. It's just been something that's been leaked, but it's a pretty significantly like it's going to happen kind of situation by the looks of things. So it'll be interesting to see what the price is too.
Yeah, honestly, the screen size for me doesn't really matter because I don't really play on the Switch out of the dock. Honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't either, I must say. I mean, I do, but then it's like I'm not playing it long enough that my brain is like I need a bigger screen for it, if that makes sense. Because even when I play it off, most of the time it's docked. Like I just I'm such a traditionalist with console gaming. I mean, I used to have a 3DS though. So, but yeah.
I'm gonna assume that people just want to have that shock of of these compared to each other, you know?
Yeah, I mean that was
there's quite a significant difference.
Because it's the one on on the in your right hand is the new 3DS XL.
Yes.
Yeah, and the one on the right.
2DS XL.
Oh, 2DS. Yeah.
Even newer.
That was even newer. But yeah, which they discontinued the 3DS now. It's officially discontinued.
RIP.
Wow.
I knew it was coming.
I'm glad I have. How many do I have?
I was going to say, I knew it was coming. Like, I knew it was coming. As soon as the Switch was announced and released and everything, I'm like, there's no way they're going to keep producing the 3DS much longer.
Yeah,
like, seriously.
I mean, why would they? It's like continuing with the Game Boy after coming out with the DS, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys want to guess how many DSs I have?
Oh my god, I can only imagine.
We can see from here.
Well, I'm trying to think how. Here's the thing. I'm trying to think how many I've seen Mew hunting with, and I think the maximum I've seen is
hunting with 4.
4. I was going to say it was either 3 or 4, but that doesn't mean you've only got 4. I'm going to say 7.
Nope, more.
Oh my god, Mew.
Nani?
Is that like how many? Oh my god, how many?
So many?
1.
Yeah, but why?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Why though?
6. This one's special. 7. This one's special too. This one's special
oh
too.
my god, I'm now understanding it. You bought all the special edition ones. I get it.
And then I have one more, but it's a little bit farther down in my drawer, which is my first ever DS, which is a DS Lite.
I think
it's pink with the Kung Fu Panda stickers on it.
Oh good lord! I think I've got 4, but they're not. I think it's like I got an original DS. I got the first Zelda DS or 3DS that came out. I got the second 3DS that came out that was Majora's Mask, and then I can't remember what the other one is. But yeah, I think I've got. Plus, I've still got my original Game Boy Color.
I only have 3. The original, the first 3DS, and then the 3DS XL.
Yeah.
Guess how many Game Boys I have?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
12.
No, I have 2, but one is missing.
100. She's got 100. 365. One for every day of the year.
Right?
I have 151. One for each Pokemon.
Oh my god.
For each Pokemon.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh boy. What else?
Actually, for anyone, comment down below how many DSs and Game Boys and consoles you have.
It's so actually that's an interesting conversation. Like I'm Nintendo through and through. I play PlayStation, I play Xbox, I've got those, but my passion's always been sort of Nintendo. I don't think I've ever missed a console gen in Nintendo. I think I've had one. I mean, this is also showing how old I am. I've had one since the NES.
Nice.
I have a NES in my room right now.
The NES was an amazing console. God, games were hard on that though. God, games were hard on that console. So I've had the NES, I've had the SNES, which I've now got a SNES Mini, which is really awesome. Definitely out of Nintendo 64 because I got the limited edition Pokemon one that came with Pokemon Stadium as well. GameCube, absolutely. GameCube to this day is still one of my favorite consoles of all time. The Nintendo GameCube had an amazing library. And what was after that? The Wii. I had the Wii. The Wii was alright. I mean, the Wii brought to me the best game ever, and that was Skyward Sword. So I'm excited that the Wii was alright. The Wii
All I played on that
U.
was Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. I think everyone played Wii Sports.
And Mario Galaxy 2.
Mario Galaxy was gorgeous. That was a gorgeous game.
I haven't played
2.
the first one.
They were both very pretty games. Then the Wii U, which was a shit console. For what it was, for what it was.
It was a Switch prototype.
It was. They literally should have just went straight from the Wii to the Switch. Like the Wii U was such a weird, like, a weird time.
Prototype.
The game library on the Wii U, though, incredible. And I'm glad they're releasing a lot of those games now on the Switch because there was a lot of really good games on the Wii U. But the console itself was like a Fisher-Price kid's toy. It was just a chunky, weird-shaped... and the worst thing Nintendo... And they got to stop doing this. I love Nintendo, but they got to stop doing this. And they have to most degree... yeah, they have with the Switch. Is that we were still able to use GameCube controllers on the Wii U. And then you could use Wiimotes and nunchucks and all the other miscellaneous things that came with the Wii on the Wii U. So by the time you got to the Wii U, you had 50 billion different peripherals to use on it. And so, like, you know, it was just too much, you know? It was just like... The Wii was such a gimmick, you know? It was such a gimmick console. Like...
I remember badgering my parents to get me the Wii baseball extension because I couldn't hit the ball properly without having the Wii baseball
that thing that you pop the remote into and it had like
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like, you can do it fine without, but in my child brain, I was like, no, I need the extension. I need to have a proper baseball bat so that I can obviously hit my siblings with it.
Oh jeez. Oh my god. It's
Sounds
so
about right.
It's so bad though. Like...
Yeah.
And then Xbox is probably the least I've had any involvement with. I've got an Xbox. I've got a Minecraft edition Xbox One S. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think I've owned any other Xboxes.
I've never owned
That's
any.
the Crash, if I remember correctly.
So
we only had that Mario game on it. I don't remember what it's called though.
The one thing I've always remembered about Xbox is Halo. Halo is probably the thing that for me I'd played it at friends' houses. I never had a reason to have an Xbox. And why did I buy an Xbox? I don't even remember. Oh, Sea of Thieves and a couple of those games was why I bought this gen Xbox. Or well, it's now last gen, but and then PlayStation I've had all four. This is the first gen I haven't bought the console yet. I've
only had one, a PSP, and 4. Yeah.
There's a really good console that got nothing out of it, and that's the PS Vita. The Vita was an amazing console, but the library wasn't. Yeah, it was like the next one up from the PSP.
Oh, I have a PSP in my drawer right now. At least I think I do. 1 second.
Oh my god, she's going back in the drawer.
Better check your console library.
Oh my god.
Look, I have a really shiny box for it too.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
The Vita was an interesting console.
Ha!
There it is.
I don't think I have any games for it though. How do I open it? Oh, there we go.
Flings out a game.
Oh, Sims 2 Pets.
Oh, good lord.
It's the only game I have for it because I had to leave everything else behind.
So what was your first console?
Mine?
Or either or.
I can show you it right now.
Mine was the NES.
Oh my god. A NES?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I even have a special pouch for it.
Oh, I know what that is. That's got to be an SP. Yeah. I was going to say, that's absolutely an SP.
That one I hold very dear to my heart.
Weird shape, though. weird shape.
Yeah.
When you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's a weird shape now.
But perfect to have in your pocket.
It was also a good step up because it was the first. I think it was the first backlit console too. Because before that, it was obviously nothing. I played Pokemon Crystal on my original Game Boy Color, and it was like you'd be like in the car, and it's like, oh, hang on, I got to angle it with the just right lighting. Or you had that weird like attachment thing that was like, it was very much like that.
Light attachments.
Yeah, like you plug it in and then the light was on like a bendy like pipe cleaner thing and you just kind of, that's the right angle. And I remember I was that addicted to Pokemon Crystal, I'd be in the car and it would be nighttime and we'd be driving in the city and every time a light went past, I'm like, yep, I can move a little bit further. Yep, oh wait, hang on, we're in darkness. Oh, another light. Exactly. It was so addictive. I'm like, thank God this isn't timed or something. But my first console that I owned for myself would be the 64. The rest of them were like family shared stuff, but the first console I owned for myself was the 64. And that was and that's when Pokemon was really.
I always wanted a 64, always, and never got one.
I would love for them to do like they did with the SNES and the NES, like the mini. I'd love them to do a mini like 64 with some of the classic games on that.
You guys are a little bit older than me.
I know. I'm feeling old.
I'm turning 26 in May.
You're a May baby. Nice.
I'm 32 this year.
I'm turning 23.
Wow.
In June.
Well, we're close. If you reverse the numbers, 32, 23, sure.
Oh
God. And controller-wise is the other thing. I love talking about all this kind of stuff because it's really like quirky. And I was saying about the weird shape of the DS, not the DS, the
Game Boy,
the SP
Mm-hmm.
controllers. So you look at PlayStation, and they've had basically the same shape up until this current gen, where they just went and changed completely. Like it's more like a Switch Pro controller or an Xbox controller, but they've had consistency with their shapes and that. And the Xbox, for the most part, Nintendo
changed quite a bit.
Like the original NES, the original NES controllers are a rectangle.
Like, I got you. Hold on.
I was going to say, Matthias has probably got one hiding there.
Yeah, I don't need to Google it now. I can just look at Matthias' screen.
They're so bizarre. They're not a comfortable controller to hold. I don't know what made them think that this design was like what you should have for a controller. I mean, it was back in the days of when things were still being tested and that. But then what's their excuse these days? Because for the most part, I mean, they've gotten better with the Switch because the Pro controller is an amazing controller. It's probably one of my favorite really controllers. It's very comfortable. And it's a nice...
It's nice and heavy, too.
I was going to say, it's a nice weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
with some of the controls, I feel like I'm just going to go, oh, there it is.
Yeah. PlayStation was bad for that up until their fourth gen, like PlayStation 4. The PS3 controllers were really, really light. They were far too light. They were
very light. I didn't like it. I remember having a PlayStation 2. I got it after the Game Boy SP, and it was really fun to play on it. But in the end, it just died.
Yep. There it is in all its majesty. Oh my god.
There we go. Like, what the frick is this?
It was such a weird design. I've never understood the logic behind that controller. It is the just weirdest and most like it's not comfortable. It's got pointy edges.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially the same as what we have on the Switch right now, though, with how the A and B and the buttons are spaced out.
Yeah.
Make that one round.
Well, they did when they went to the SNES.
Yeah, they did. That's much better. Oh god, I remember laying on the floor on my stomach and being like,
because like the SNES has, it's almost like not bone shaped, but it's like narrow and then like fat rounded edges, if that makes sense, like circular edges. And that wasn't a bad controller. And then they went for the 64 controller.
All the younglings are going to be so confused right now.
Oh my god! Oh, you've got one. I was going to say, otherwise I'll grab mine. The 60
What's with the free horn? What's with that? What's with this?
The 64 controller.
It was designed for an alien.
It was so strange because you'd play something like GoldenEye and you would hold the middle and the right of the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But then there'd be other games where you would hold it like a traditional controller.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing that they tried to have like a 2-in-1 kind of thing, because there were some controllers which was just one controller, which was like Flight Simulator and games like that, right?
You know the worst thing for that though is they had those adapter packs that you would connect into the back that you could put like the Game Boy games into, like the Pokemon games.
Oh yeah.
But the worst thing for those was like you could play it on Pokemon Stadium and that, and it would be like you could they had the Game Boy like emulator kind of thing. And if you nudged it wrong while you were holding the controller, it would freeze your game and then you'd lose all your save at that point. They were the most like sensitive, janky, stupid things they'd ever made. And they didn't even sit tight in the back. They kind of rattled, and it's like, well, no wonder it kind of doesn't connect all the time, because it kind of just shakes as you like.
It was a last-minute edition.
Oh god, that one surprised me. And then then the rumble packs, and like it had all these things you could just plug in the back of it. It was really weird. And then the GameCube controller wasn't a bad one. It was still a weird shape, but it was more traditional controller. I think, do I have a GameCube controller nearby? No, but it had like it had a weird joystick, and then it had like a weird yellow joystick, and then like it was such a weird controller. And then you went to the Wii, which had the Wiimote, the nunchuck, the classic controller. Oh god, they had heaps of different random bloody. Oh my god!
I'm just getting flashbacks to me accidentally flinging the Wii remote into my little face.
It was just such a weird. Motion capture was a big thing around that time, because I think that was also around the time that the Kinect was also a thing on the Xbox, and it's like, but it never worked quite properly. The one thing I will say, and this is where I praise Skyward Sword, and that's why it came so late in the development of the Wii, was like it was 1-to-1 motion. So when you moved the remote, the Wiimote, it was moving the sword in the same pace and distance and everything. So that was really well done and actually showcased what you could do with it. But most games that they utilize those motion controls for were horrific.
Yeah.
Like there were the best one that was the funniest one was WarioWare. Did you ever play that Wario Smooth Moves or whatever it was called?
Nope.
No.
It was like a mini game thing, but like you were using the Wiimote and the nunchuck, and like it was so weird. It was so bizarre. If anyone who watches this, if you know of Wario Smooth Moves, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a weird game. A weird game.
I remember when if the motion control bar thing was broke or something like that, you could just put 2 candles instead, and it would work just as good. Remember that?
It was so weird because like everyone was like, "Oh, if you lose your motion bar, it's
fine. Just put 2 candles down."
And it's like, how does that work? But I guess it's I don't know if it's infrared, but it's along those lines of like, if you look at the Wii sensor bar. It's got those 2 little sensors on each end, and they must just detect the light that's coming from the end of the Wiimote.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's the thing that makes sense, at least.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a weird time. The Wii was a weird time.
I don't know.
And then you get all the
logically challenged.
Well, like it's like what Mew said with the baseball bat attachment. They had like a tennis attachment and a golf club and it was so. And then they brought out Link's crossbow training, and it came with like a zapper thing that you connected the like.
Did you have a board as well? Because I had a snowboarding game, and you actually had to tilt on the board and stuff.
Yeah, and then they did Wii Fit, which came with the balance board.
Yeah.
Which was a whole thing.
I got so upset at the Wii at that point because it kept telling me, "Don't jump on the board." I'm not jumping on the board. I'm distributing my weight. I'm trying to do a jump in the snowboarding lane. Let me do it.
I feel like every game that came out at that point from Nintendo on the Wii came with some sort of attachment for your Wii.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was such a cumbersome thing to set up, because it would be like you got to have the attachments, and then you got to have like the sensor bar, and then you got to have oh yeah, that's right, Mario Kart came with a steering wheel. Yeah,
I played a lot of that.
I was alright.
You don't need the Wii Fit, you just need the attachments.
Oh yeah, it was like
just put it together and you're good.
But yeah, it was such a weird time in gaming. That was the Wii. Like the Wii is oh god, when did the Wii come out? It's been
2007? No.
It might have been, because Skyward Sword's celebrating 10 years, and that was 2011. So it might have been 2007. Is it that old?
2006.
Is it that old? Oh my god.
2006.
Has it been that long since the Wii?
And the Wii U came in 2012.
Oh yeah, the Wii U had like 3 years.
Yeah, the Wii U didn't last. I remember my friend had a Wii U, but I never had one.
The worst thing about the Wii U, other than it being just a weird console in between, you know, as Matthias said, the best way to describe it is it's a Switch prototype.
Yeah.
Except you couldn't go anywhere with the tablet piece. You had to stay near the console.
Yeah. I mean, they tried.
They tried. It was weird. And so was the advertising for that. People thought the Wii U was like an expansion on the Wii. And they couldn't justify that spending that money on it because it's like, well, this is just an expansion. It's not a full console. It was a really bad move to call it the Wii U.
Yeah, if only they had called something else, then it could have still worked.
But then, like, when the Switch was announced and they were talking about that, I was so skeptical.
The Wii 2.
It was so frightened. I'm like, oh god,
so much like the Wii. Like when it first came out.
If this is another Wii U situation, I'm gonna be like,
it almost was like its base value. It almost was because you had the screen like the Wii U had, and you had the controllers that you attach with wrist straps.
It was so bizarre
and everything. Yeah, but I'm so glad that it turned into something good, and they actually went for it because it works really well. I'm really glad that you can connect it so easily.
The Switch is doing way better than I ever thought it would when it first got announced. Because when it first got announced, it was literally first party, or like they were only getting first party support, so like Nintendo games themselves. None of the major companies were really backing it, and now you're talking like everything comes out on Switch at some point.
Yeah,
you know, which is really cool.
Everyone wants in on it.
Yeah, and it's that portability versus that you can also put it back into the dock and play it as a normal console.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a reasonable battery life. You know, I think that's something they could improve upon. I'm hoping they improve upon it in the next one. But other than that,
if they're getting a bigger screen, then they kind of have to because they need more power.
Oh god, it'll be sucking the power out of it. Because I think they're using, from what I've seen, it's OLED screens in this, which will be a much brighter, more dynamic-looking screen. I think it's the same. Yeah, I was gonna say, play it at night time. You won't have to have your lamp on; it will just illuminate the room. It'd be like a flashbang. Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be a flashbang. I'm blind. But yeah, no, it's so weird. Like, yeah. But and
get the merch, guys.
Yes, it is available on the store. At
just
some
look
stage,
how awesome I look with it.
That's a nice blue.
It is a very nice blue.
It's a very nice blue.
I think this blue really suits me. It's just my hair that kind of clashes with it. But don't worry, I'll dye my hair again.
Oh my god, I thought about dyeing my hair a color as opposed to just blonde, but I don't know.
It'll be cool if you gave it a go.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I never know what color I could pull because I've always wanted to dye my hair, but I never have.
It's an interesting experience, especially with like you've got very dark hair like I do, so trying to dye it any other color is really hard. Like I'm very lucky. This has taken better than I ever thought it would, the blonde, but then every month.
Yeah, you look really good with the blonde.
Well, I have to re-dye it every month or so though, otherwise I'll start looking like a skunk.
I mean, my hair color is starting to come through as well. So here you can see my natural hair color. It's like that much so far. It's not that much, but it's not as visible because I'm very obviously not going for a natural color.
So, but yeah, no. And I guess the other question, or the other thing, games that are coming out in the next few months. Anything that's a standout for you guys? Anything that you want more than anything else?
Pokemon.
Which Pokemon though?
All of them.
All of them. All of the
all of the Pokemon.
Oh, trust me, I'm so excited for next month because we're finally getting Pokemon Snap. Oh my god,
Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon Legends. Like I'm excited for everything Pokemon related. Like I'm not a mainly Pokemon streamer, but oh my god, Pokemon is my life still.
Oh, absolutely, I get that.
And Diamond Pearl and the Arceus are already on pre-order.
Yes, yeah.
I've also seen people starting to complain on Twitter, or they have been complaining for a while, But to the extent that they've started making like Diamond and Pearl remake art, like how it would have looked if they actually put in some effort. And
God.
like, what do you want, guys?
I actually like the way they did it.
I like it. It's cute. It's chibi. It's a remake.
It's giving me Link's Awakening, the remake vibes when they did that. It's that very same, very similar art style. It just people just don't like.
The point is that it's a remake. We're supposed to have nostalgia and have fun with it. We're like, I really like that they went back to the chibi style, so we get to experience that on a new console. Like, but I really like that.
I guess they, I think they would have. I think what people were expecting was either a faithful remake in art style or an art style similar to Sword and Shield.
Yeah, well, I can see that. I mean, it would be cool, but then again, we do have Pokemon Legends coming out, so we kind of get the best of both worlds. So
I mean, that's different. So that's different again, because that's giving me Breath of the Wild vibes. That's like it's very semi-realistic in nature. I'm curious to see how that goes. I love the like steampunk style or like machine style Pokeballs, like the old school. I love that. Was such a nice touch. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
I want one of the Pokeballs.
Well, apparently, when you catch a Pokemon, from what I was reading, it shoots steam out the top.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they're like steam powered or whatever, or like mechanically. Yeah, it's like we've never explored that era of like Pokemon, like that old school. Like
it's gonna be something brand new. So
it's very very cool, but
it's very exciting. I look forward to experiencing it, honestly.
And Skyward Sword for me, that's in July. I'm so excited for that. I have got that pre-ordered now, and the Joy-Cons will be the first new set of Joy-Cons I've had on my Switch from release, which they are gorgeous. One's like the Master Sword, and one's like the Hylian Shield design, so that's very cool. I'm excited for that. And that's a game that I recommend people giving a go, because it is actually very, very good. It's a very nice game. The biggest downfall for that game back in the Wii era was... you couldn't have HD graphics, which is a shame, because the art style lends itself to that. So we're getting that obviously now, and not everyone likes motion controls, which I was fine with. Other people didn't like, and so they are actually giving you the option that you can either use motion controls with your Joy-Cons or a traditional controller setup. They've actually put into the game now, so you can just use a pro
Options
controller.
Are nice. Options are always nice.
So it gives you the option, which is really cool. I'm glad, because it might mean that a new generation of people will actually give that game a go, because it was incredible. And so that's the first game in the timeline, as in like the chronological speaking, not when it was released. So it was the first game in the story, if that makes sense. So it's very cool. But yeah, but no, other than that,
I'm really looking forward to how well they do the story for Diamond and Pearl, because that's my favorite. The only thing I'm kind of guessing in this case is that they might have DLC for that, and maybe because of Pokemon Platinum, because on Platinum there was extra content than Diamond and Pearl had.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they might.
Yeah, I'm be curious how they do that.
DLC maybe.
I'll be curious to see. I mean, I'm really excited, because I haven't. And people give me so much shit about it. I haven't played Gen 4 or 5, so I missed Gen 4. I had a big break from Pokemon, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be streaming it and that, because if I don't, I'll have everyone hunting me down with a pitchfork.
Honestly, I get even more harassment than you about that, because I started in Gen 3 and I've played Gen 2 and Gen 3, but I haven't played Gen 1, which is fine. No one really cares about that, apparently. But the fact that I haven't played Gen 4 or Pokemon Black and White 2 is an outrage, apparently.
It is. It's absolutely an outrage. If you haven't played Gen 4, you get people getting very hostile towards you.
Yeah. I mean, I've started playing it now, at least. I'm doing a triple SBQ in it as a punishment to myself for not actually having played it. So I'm playing Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum at the same time, and I have to get a shiny at each point in the story in every single game.
I'm having enough trouble doing an SBQ in Let's Go Eevee, let alone trying to do 3 at once. Oh my god.
Yeah, I already have a shiny Piplup.
Well, I finally got a shiny Bulbasaur after nearly 3,000 encounters.
My shiny Piplup with full odds, which is like 1 in 8,000 or whatever, it took me only 11 encounters.
Piplup
I know. I remember that.
That was amazing, but I haven't gotten another shiny since.
I'm just happy I got I'm just happy I got the Bulbasaur finally, because I was like, oh my god, this is just the longest process ever.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of I'm hoping to get the SBQ done potentially by the time Diamond and Pearl comes out.
Yeah, good luck.
Which is November. There's not a confirmed date yet, but usually
November
Pokemon games
sense.
yeah, I was gonna say November's traditionally the month that Pokemon games come out.
I mean, they got to be ready for Christmas.
Oh, exactly. You'd be crazy not to, but I'm sure.
Or in the Netherlands for Sinterklaas.
Oh my god. Yeah, because that's because the Dutch are greedy and want lots of Christmas presents.
Excuse me.
I'm not wrong.
I'm not Dutch, but I'm going to defend my Dutch companions. Yeah, companions. Compatriots.
But it's true. It's such a.
Honestly, I would rather celebrate Sinterklaas than Christmas. So I don't actually celebrate Christmas if I can avoid it. I just celebrate Sinterklaas.
I don't celebrate Christmas much at all, I have to say. I'm not a Grinch, but I've just never. I'm not a Christmas person.
Oh, I'm a Grinch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fair enough. At least you admit to it. I'm a Grinch in disguise.
Like, I can handle being there for others and spending Christmas with people and things like that, but personally, I don't want to deal with the whole gift giving and decorating and dealing with all of that because it's too stressful for me. So, yeah, I'm a Grinch. I'll say I hate Christmas, but I'll happily come with you to that Christmas party. I mean, there's good food.
I was about to say, the best thing about Christmas is the Christmas food, generally.
As long as people remember I'm allergic, then it's helpful.
It's weird, because, like, I don't know how we got onto Christmas food, but, like, is the best thing. Oh, well, I was going to say that there's a cultural difference there, obviously.
Matthias, let me come over to your place. I want tamales.
I was going to say that.
Yes.
For me, it's Christmas ham. I know that sounds really weird, but Christmas ham tastes better than normal ham.
I have Christmas ham. It's actually really good. Over here, we have something completely different, though.
It's just I don't know what is it. It must be the way they cure it or something. It just tastes better. Christmas ham tastes better.
In Norway, you have lutefisk or ribbe or I don't remember all the names of the different types of food. We also have sheep's head.
Delicious.
Yeah, and eating the eye is lucky.
The best thing I find that I enjoy over here around Christmas New Year is Olibol.
Olibol, they're so good.
Which is like a donut ball, kind of.
And it's extra deep fried, and then you have powdered sugar and stuff.
Yeah, on top. You can either get ones with powdered sugar, ones with like really fine like crystallized sugar. You can get ones with fruit in them. They're all but they're so good.
They're so good.
They're not good for you.
I get so sick after eating one. But they're so good.
Oh, they're so good.
And everything's closed.
They're so good though. They are very good. But yeah, no, other than that, it's not really any specific Christmas things that they have here. But yeah, no, Olibol, yeah.
Well, it's the typical thing. And going ice skating.
That's if it's frozen here.
Yeah, otherwise you go to an ice rink.
We had that. Well, we had that in February.
Mm.
We had that in February, that people could ice skate because we had a sudden cold snap and everything got drowned in snow.
Yeah.
So.
I remember that in the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure there is this race/run that you can do on ice skates, but all the canals have to be frozen to be able to do them. So you go from like town to town to town. Yeah. And there's like a huge waiting list.
They couldn't do it this year when we had this cold snap because of Corona.
Yeah. Which really sucks because I haven't been able to do it in how many years?
Oh, yeah. Right, it was like, because it was a week at least of just minus temperatures and snow.
It's so typical that they can't do it now because of Corona, because it's been years since the last one.
Yeah. But I don't even know how we got on this subject.
We're in Christmas now.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Now you understand how my brain works, please.
I was going to say, it's March and we're talking about Christmas. Why aren't we talking about Easter? Like, when Easter's next, not
Please, you knew this was going to happen as soon as I was going to join you here. You know that.
Easter's next. That's one thing I
Easter.
miss, and it's not here, and it makes me sad. I don't know whether it's an English, Australian, British thing, and that's hot cross buns.
Heard of it, but I've never done anything to do with that. What is it?
It's basically a yeast bun that's got like, it's basically a yeast bun, and typically it's got fruit in it, is the traditional one, but you get chocolate chip ones now and then it's usually got like an icing type cross thing on top, because it's a religious thing, but that's not why I have it. It's tasty.
So, Australian religious oliebol.
Sort of, but I don't even know where they originate from. I'd have to Google like where a hot cross, but they don't have them here, and it makes me sad. That, and obviously we eat far too much chocolate, but you know, I don't. Oh, it must be it's British.
Ah,
That would be
makes
why.
sense.
Yeah, it's traditionally eaten on Good Friday.
Took it with you.
Yeah, UK, Ireland, Australia, India, New Zealand, South Africa, and some parts of the Americas, including Canada and the US. Oh, you can get them in the US some places. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Probably up the top half somewhere. I wouldn't imagine it's down your end. No. No. Oh, can you imagine like a southern hot cross bun? Spicy.
I have a job. I have a job now.
Spicy. Just cover it in chili and you'll be fine.
Chili sauce in that cross thing that you talked about.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. And I have one question, and this is in honor of someone on the Aura Guardians who doesn't believe this, but I think, Matthias, I have to ask. So, chili, as in the food, not the vegetable, the food. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
What vegetable?
Beans or no beans?
No beans.
I'm used to having beans on my chili.
See, I agree with Matthias.
I have heard that people don't put beans and people scream, "Oh, you can't have beans in it." I'm like, why?
Beans, to me, beans is the norm.
I agree with you. Beans is definitely the norm, but I just don't like beans. They taste like dust to me.
They taste like dust.
It tastes like
How are
eating
you
dust.
making it?
I was gonna say, what beans are you eating?
Just any beans I've ever eaten, including peas, just taste like dust.
There's different kinds of beans.
All beans taste like dust. I've tried a lot of them. All of them just taste like dust.
What beans are you eating? Who is cooking your beans that they're powderized?
How?
I don't know. They just taste like dust.
Oh my god. Well, hang on. My next. Okay,
I'm gonna show you how good beans taste like.
You know what, Matthias? I'll just come over. Once this current situation is over, I'll just come over and I'll have
tamales and beans.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the beans.
I don't understand. No, the reason why I brought it up is I know that there was a big conversation with Silent, I think it was, who's like, there should absolutely be no beans in chili at all. And it's like, I'm pretty sure beans is standard. Or fairly
beans is definitely normal.
Like a chili con carne, for example, which is it to me should have beans in it, shouldn't it?
Oh, we're having that this week. It's going to be really good. We're not putting beans in it.
But it's not. It's meant to have beans. And also, my other question is, you're saying that beans taste like dust. How do you know what dust tastes like?
I have 5 siblings, okay?
Are you just like licking the windowsills or something?
No.
We all find out how different things taste through like our childhood. Like I know what ants taste like, so
ants are tasty though.
Ants are tasty.
Yeah, ants are tasty. Crickets as well.
Crickets are
Crickets are okay, but not as good as crickets.
That bees is over here.
Why are you eating bugs?
We were children once, bees.
Yeah.
So was I. I wasn't eating bugs.
Were you though? It doesn't sound like it.
No, I've been perma old my entire life. All right.
You just came on this planet as a 20-year-old.
Yeah. I skipped the bug eating phase in my life.
As a kid, you're like, huh?
No.
Oh, actually, some beans taste like sand. There are a couple beans that taste like sand.
Like
What were you
Yeah.
doing? Licking the beach?
Well, obviously, if I'm a child on the beach, I'm gonna trip and end up eating sand.
That's happened to me.
I'm very clumsy. You've seen me trying
I'm
to
just,
move
I'm
that
just
table.
I'm just picturing you at like 8 years old with a mouthful of sand and bugs, just eating.
Yeah, and also include crying because I got stung on the butt by a wasp.
I understand getting stung, well,
Because
not
that
on the
actually
butt, but getting stung by a wasp is not fun, and I've had that. But I just don't eat. I wasn't eating bugs when I was okay. That's probably a good point to think about wrapping up, I think.
So, guys, in the comments down below, have you eaten bugs before? Which ones are your favorites?
Which
God.
ones are
which are your favorite?
Yes.
Tell us what your favorite bugs are when you're hungry.
I like mealworms.
A scorpion.
Oh,
Scorpion. Ooh,
Oh.
I like mealworms.
In Mexico,
Mealworms are
we
nice.
have lollipops, and they dead ass have a scorpion.
I have seen them. I have actually seen them. But yeah. All right. Well, so this podcast is also proudly partnered.
By bugs.
No, no,
And dusty beans.
something so much more superior to all of what you've just listed, and that is Juju Energy, subtle as a brick, Matthias. Anyway, so yeah, this Juju is a gaming energy formula. I have got Bomber Pop at the moment. I need to order some new Juju. I'm waiting for them to get Horchata back in stock. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. It sold out and it was gone. They're having a little bit of supply issue with that particular flavor because of Corona and getting supplies and stuff. But there's plenty of other nice flavors. But if you want to have a look at that, you go to jujuenergy.com, and if you buy anything, make sure you use the code AGFAM for 10% discount at checkout. And yeah, they sell the shakers, they sell they sell individual sachets, they sell the tubs, as I've shown you. They've got merch in that as well, and it's really good. You don't have that crashing effect that you get from some energy drinks. It's also got good stuff for your eyes. It's called Ludamax. Ludamax helps with. I can see Mew giggling like mad. And so your screens emit a blue light, and that can be very damaging to your eyes. So it can help you with that as well, an eye strain and that. So, and lots of vitamins and minerals and amazing stuff in it. So make sure to check that out. AGFAM code at checkout. Anyway, I don't even know what that is. It's like a fish that's smashed up against the glass. Yeah, fish. So anyway. Oh my god, Mew, you need help. So anyway, thank you for joining me, both of you.
Are you a doctor? Can you help me down in the comments below?
Oh my god. And do you just recommend bugs as a nutrition? No.
Yes, mealworms. They're good, delicious. And beans are dusty. Don't eat them.
Oh my god.
I don't know who's making your beans, Mew.
You need someone to make decent beans.
To help you here and open your eyes.
Open your eyes and consume beans that aren't powdered, apparently.
So if I try Matthias's beans and I tell him that they're dusty, will you be offended?
I don't.
Well, I'm not the one that's gonna be making them. It's probably gonna be my mom.
I was gonna say.
I'm still
her.
I can.
Please tell her to not have slippers on because I'm not dealing with that.
What's the slippers got to do with anything?
What? I'm afraid that they'll be thrown at me.
Oh, mother's throwing slippers.
That's valid. Yeah. I understand that fear.
My concern, or seeing me do that, would be like going in there and saying, "Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mother Matthias, but your beans are dusty." It just doesn't sound right. I was gonna say pinpoint accuracy. All right, well, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you, Mew and Matthias. Thank you for joining me. If you've got any comments below, get the merch. There will be all these links in the channel. Make sure you check out both these amazing content creators. Their details will be in the description below. And let us know what you think, any changes you want. Obviously, we do have the ability to be a bit more flexible with the pre-recording of this, so let us know. But until next time, till next week, Have a good week. Be safe and enjoy your gaming and streaming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.